All right. Do you remember the moment you fell in love with hip hop? Like, what was it about hip hop that spoke to you?
I can't pinpoint the exact moment that I fell in love with hip hop. All I know is that ever since that was the only thing that spoke to me how it spoke to me. Period. Like, because then like most of my memories are to a soundtrack. Like I could hear like whatever song was playing or whatever, you know what I mean? And most of my early memories that really resonated with me was the hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. So I can't tell you this was the moment. Like, nah, it was always the moment. Like that it was always the moment. Like hip hop was always my language. It was always my love language. It was always the way I communicated. It was what made me feel confident enough to do what I do. So I don't really have a precise moment, all of the moments. You know what I mean? I was always in tune with this. And like I said, my family is musical. They went into, and I'm the only one that's as hip hopped out as I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sisters, they do club music. You know what I'm saying? Like house music type stuff and things of that nature. You know what I mean? And that's a part of my family. I have relatives that have put out records and other genres of music, R&B, funk, soul, all of that good stuff. You know what I mean? And all of that music is wonderful. All of those genres of music are wonderful, but none of them spoke to me like that.
Right.
Straight up. None of them spoke to me like how hip hop did. So that was just what I stuck to and what has taken me this far, what has taken me around the world, what has enabled me to, do things that help impact a lot of people. It was the hip hop thing. It impacted me like that. So I might as well in turn help to impact other people via this option.
Did you gravitate towards rapping first, or was it like graffiti or being a b-boy?
Nah, I was never no b-boy, nothing like that. That was a little too like far into it for me.
You couldn't
You know what I'm
spin.
saying?
You couldn't spin on your head.
Nah, man. I'd have broke my neck with my fat self, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and like that was like the b-boy stuff was kind of like a generation older. Like I never really like as much as it was cool to look at as a kid. I never was like, yo, I want to b-boy. Yeah, nah. But one thing that I did want to, but the first thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to DJ. I wanted to be a DJ. And every Christmas, and I used to always ask for turntables. I used to always ask for turntables. So which one thing the turntables. But my family, we trying to make ends meet. I never got the turntables. It's all good though. But the cheaper alternative pen to paper, that don't cost much of nothing. So I just, I redirected it to the more cost effective way of expressing myself and expressing myself in the shit. And that was writing rhymes. So I started writing and that was the rest was history. You know what I mean?
When did you realize that this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life?
I never really realized that. I never really realized that. It was just one thing just always led to another, and I just kept following the breadcrumb trail. I never really was like, yo, this is what's gonna go on forever. Because think about it. If I realized that, my name Poison Pen. I love my name. I love who I am. But if I knew it was gonna stick with me forever, I probably would have called myself something different. You feel me? But I'm gonna be 75 years old. Yo, Poison Pen. Like, who else going to 75 years old Poison Pen?
But the way you came up with your rap name, Poison Pen, was from reading the Daily News, right? About someone that was like a stalker, penning threatening letters. And people used to laugh at that, the fact that was your name, which is crazy because I think it's one of the sickest names that you could choose.
Well, one person that I told laughed. It wasn't like a whole bunch, but honestly, it was funny because, I didn't think to add on to that, being that you already know that tidbit. Yeah, when I first started, rhyming and stuff, I didn't really have a rap name. I was just rapping, you know what I'm saying? So, my name is L, you feel me? So, like, we just call, yo, L, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was L, you know what I mean? But couldn't be a big L. You understand what I'm saying? Couldn't be an L Boogie. Like all the, we're from the era where everything should have, everything we really cherish originality. So I didn't want to sound like nobody. I didn't want to look like nobody. I didn't want to have a name like nobody. So, I couldn't, all the names with L was kind of, so I saw the point. I was reading the paper. I was reading the daily news. Like I said, nerd shit. I used to read a lot. I read everything. I read the dictionary. I read the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to read the encyclopedia because I ain't had shit else to do. Like, why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? So, in reading, I saw that, and I was like, you know what? It resonated with me. So I just took the poison pen there, and at the time, nobody had that name or whatever. Until Chino Excel started running with that, but that's a whole nother story. We could touch on that later. Shout out to my brother Chino. But so I picked that shit up, and I told one of my closest friends at the time growing up, like dude I used to always be with, you know what I'm saying? And I told him, I'm like, yo, I think I got a name. I'll be Poison Pen. And son started laughing dumb hard. That shit corny. And for whatever reason, luckily I'm not a person that is easily, manipulated or whatever. Because I could have been like, oh, on the surface of him laughing, I could have been like, yo, fuck it, I ain't gonna do that shit. I'm gonna pick another name or do whatever have you. But I actually took that as like motivation, like, word. All right, I'm gonna show you, nigga. I'm gonna show you what's up. I'm gonna show you how far I could take this name, what I could do with this name. I'm gonna turn this name into something else. And that's what I did.
So you started rapping before your modeling career, right?
And you're a dick, yo. Can't you tell, baby? You can't tell, like, I'm a model, baby. I'm a model citizen out here, man. What you talking about, man? That's crazy.
For the people that don't know, you were a model for Starter, right? And you was all up in the Vibe magazines and everything like that. Talk about that story,
crazy.
Man.
Yeah. Now, actually, that's when I was kind of young. We still in school type shit, bro. And that's hilarious. So funny. It was around the same time I started. I started everything all around the same time. And the funny shit is, okay, the Vibe magazine, Starter, yeah, I'm a model. Can't you tell I'm a model? You know what I'm saying? I did. How I got that modeling job was I was at the Vibe seminar, and I knew some people there. And this is, young. So I'm just freestyling with my man. I'm just freestyling. This back there, we just run around freestyling for no fucking reason. And I was in there rhyming, and I had on, I can't remember, I had on something that caught their eye, whatever I was wearing. And they liked my look, and they walked up to me. It's like, yo, we started and it's funny because I used to like I'm from Brooklyn, man. This is what it is. Like, I used to boost heavy. You feel me? So I used to boost heavy Starter. I used to boost heavy low. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. So they were like, yeah, we doing the Starter shit, and we think you could, be good for this campaign. And I'm like, all the Starter I stole, I might as well take some pictures for y'all too. I don't stole my Starter. You feel me? I'm a grown man. I do not steal anymore. Let's be clear. I was young. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So anyway, whatever. We linked up, and we did the photo shoot, and I became a quote unquote model. And as they were taking the pictures, I was actually freestyling while they were. So one of the main pictures that they got was actually me rapping, and I had like the biggest smile in the world, and I had the goggles on and shit with I think I had like the braids, like kind of like, that shit. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Pen,
I was a model for Stardom, man.
come on,
That's
man.
hilarious, bro. I'm a man who even said that shit. That's crazy.
Yo, you didn't even tell the story right. Come on, man. You know that it was a girl that was looking at you and you thought that she wanted a piece of you, okay? So then you found
That would have been dope, but I ain't getting no ass that day, so I don't think that's what happened.
But she was the rep that went up to you, right? She was the rep that went up to you and talked to you about it?
Bro, I'm not gonna act like I remember. I swear I don't remember. But let's say yeah, that's what happened. Okay. She gave me a number. All the hell yeah. You know what I mean? We went to the W, had some drinks. You know what I mean? One thing led to another. Yeah, that's what happened.
No, because I saw in a previous interview you spoke about it, and you was actually on Rap Grid. Shout out to D-Rec, man.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my bro Direct, man. Shout out to my bro Direct, man. They don't quote me podcast. I'll be up there so true, man.
Yeah, and you were saying that like you saw this girl that was just looking at you, and you was like wondering like what was going on, and she came up to you, and then she told you about Starter, and that's how you got the thing, you know.
I forgot. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. That's the research. That's a good research. Bro, I've been through so much. Like, I have to research myself to freaking do the interview type shit. I mean, bro, it's been so much that I've
let's be fair. I think you told that story like 10 years ago.
Yeah, so that thing, I told that 10 years ago. Right, I told that story 10 years ago. So that was already more than 10 years from when it happened. So understand. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But then you were talking about how like a group of girls was pointing at you after like in another incident, and you was like, yo, why they pointing at me? Then they was like, yo, you the person from the ad.
Oh no, bro. I'm not gonna lie, son. When I did that set, yo, that shit had me so lit for like a year, 2 years straight, because it was, first of all, it was Vibe magazine that was huge at the time. But when they would do all the promos and stuff, then with the street thing with the stickers and all that stuff, they would have the Vibe magazine, the covers of the magazine on the front of the sticker, and on the back of the sticker was my face with the Starter shit. So like every hood in New York, like I could walk down Fordham, I could walk down Fulton Street, I could go to Jamaica Ave and go to South Side, go to Queens, like wherever I went, where there was like a strip in the hood, like 2/5, 110th, 116th, whatever. Like everybody knew who the fuck I was because my face was on all these damn stickers. So it was kind of, that shit had me lit for a minute. Like nobody knew who I was as a rapper at the time. Like I'm mad young, you know what I mean? So like, even I was already rapping, but I didn't, people, the average person, the first time that they saw me was definitely through that, because I was everywhere. I was everywhere for a good, like I said, a year or two, just on the strip of that Starter shit. You know what I mean? So that was probably the first thing that the average person may have saw me on. That was a while ago, but yeah, that's it. It's Starter.
Yo, Pen, how much ass did you get off of being in the magazine like that, though?
After I learned how to how to work with my blushes, I was doing all right, son. I ain't gonna hold you, son. Like I was doing all right. I didn't, that was one of the first things that made me realize oral was everything. Like it's oral, fam. Like so like it was real. It was real, bro. Like, and then running around with certain people at the time that I would run around with, that kind of helped too. I ain't gonna lie. So like you see all the Starter shit, and then I'm like, and then I go to a spot with Wyclef or Prize or something like that or whatever. Then it's like, oh shit, niggas thinking I'm lit. I'm broke. I look good.